Joining us for more is commentary editor for the Washington Times and Newsmax contributor Kelly Sadler and radio host for Project 21, Christopher Arps, back with us. This developed yesterday a little bit, if you ask me. So Ron DeSantis heard that Elon Musk, who I think is still buying Twitter, negotiation continues. Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, who's back on the ballot in November, by the way, he heard that Elon Musk is going to vote for him if he runs for president in 2024. Take a listen.
Elon Musk. So what I would say, I'm focused on 2022, but with Elon Musk, what I would say is, I welcome support from African Americans. What can I say?
Kelly, this guy's running in 2024. Yeah. Let me show you this Washington Post headline. This was out over the weekend, sort of an in-depth look at the GOP field for 2024. Talking about everybody outside of Donald Trump, who they assume will run again. The shadow race is underway for the Republican presidential nomination. These candidates sort of have to appease Donald Trump right now, don't they?
Well, yes. Because Donald Trump's the big question mark, right? He hasn't announced that he's going to run yet, but that official announcement probably will be coming soon. So that will, that'll make these guys have to decide whether or not they're going to take him on in a primary. I don't know if Ron DeSantis will. He's young. He's charismatic. He definitely has the base support. But, just waiting out 2024 to run again, without Donald Trump on the ballot, I think would be a smarter move for DeSantis. But there's no doubt that the Floridians love him. The base loves him. He's been taking on, woke corporate America. He's been standing up for parental rights. He's doing everything right for the state.
Chris, do you agree? I think he's got to run now. Kelly makes a great point. He's young, right? He could wait 20 years. Think about this. He's 43. He could wait 20 years to run. He'd be 63, and he'd still almost be 20 years younger than Joe Biden is right now. Joe Biden's going to be 80 in November, which is amazing, by the way. But I think his time is right now. He's got to win big in 2022, get reelected as governor, and then that'll springboard him into 2024, at least as a candidate.
I agree with Kelly on that one. Ron DeSantis is a rising star. He is Donald Trump with discipline. But as we've seen in 2016, candidates who are strong candidates, when they go up against Donald Trump, they're usually on the losing end of the stick. And I'd hate to see his budding political career be short-stopped because of his going against Donald Trump. I think he should wait if Donald Trump decides to run. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. But say President Trump decides not to run. This is the time. I do agree with you, Rob. I think this is the time because you look at Florida and, it's been in the news, right, since COVID started, because this is really when everybody got to know who Governor DeSantis was because of everything that he did. He kept the state open. He worked to get vaccines for the elderly, and everything he did just seemed to work. My parents are in Florida, and they said, don't take our governor. We don't want him to go. Right. But I think that he is young. He has the family, but this is his time. He's shining. So if President Trump doesn't run, I think for him, as far as the whole brand and the package, now's the time.
All right. So I just think it's JFK 1958. Everyone said, don't run. You're too young. 58. Get elected again as governor of Massachusetts. JFK won overwhelming majority in Mass. That thrust him into 1960. He beat Nixon. Again, young guy. I think this could
I would just hate to see DeSantis. I would just hate to see the governor get a nickname from Donald Trump, and that's
But boy, wouldn't that be great for us to talk about if that happened? Wouldn't that be great for Wake Up America? Two Florida guys kind of going at it. Okay, so we heard yesterday that Dr. Fauci's got COVID-19. He's 81 years old. He's double vaxxed. He's double boosted. We know that his symptoms are mild. We, of course, wish Dr. Fauci the best and a quick recovery. Here's what Joe Biden said 1 year ago about those COVID-19 vaccines. Again, this is a year ago. Take a listen.
We're not in a position where we think that any virus, including the Delta virus, which is much more transmissible and more deadly in terms of unvaccinated people, the various shots that people are getting now cover that. You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah, and Kelly, apparently Dr. Fauci was speaking at Holy Cross over the weekend. They dedicated a building to Dr. Fauci. Get this. I want to get this right. It's the Anthony S. Fauci Integrated Science Complex. Science. Okay. They use the word science in it.
Follow the science.
The Follow the Science Center, now at Holy Cross, his alma mater. Kelly, you wrote a very interesting article for the Washington Times about this, about how Sweden got COVID-19 They never shut down. They never locked down. They never did what Dr. Fauci told us to do, and they got it right. And now they're laughing at the rest of the world.
Yeah, and they've had better outcomes. And this was focused more on the schools, right? The school children never missed a day during the height of the pandemic. They were never masked. They didn't have to socially distance. Everything was voluntary there. And the world at the time was saying there's going to be massive deaths. The teachers are going to die, et cetera, et cetera. And none of that happened. And their school children never lost a beat in terms of their reading scores and their mathematics scores. Whereas we see in our country, there's huge learning gaps that we don't have a plan yet to make up for. And it targeted the disadvantaged kids the most, the Blacks and the Hispanics, who never logged on to the online learning and then still haven't necessarily returned back to the classroom. There's huge absenteeism within schools in our public school system right now. So Dr. Fauci had this wrong. I mean, he kept saying this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. We know that's not true. There's been no one in this country that's done more to basically make us all question our public health officials than Dr. Fauci. I thought the news yesterday was him retiring, and I was going to applaud that,
Right.
but it was him having COVID.
Well, Dr. Fauci is now officially the science, if you walk around. Allison.
Yeah.
You go on those college tours, Chris, I went on those tours with my mom, and, we went around into the schools. If you're a kid, like a, high schooler, and you're touring around Holy Cross, and you see the Dr. Fauci Science Center, some people are going to chuckle. Like, some people are going to be like, what, really? Like,
And I'm curious, is gain-of-function research going to be conducted at this new building?
I doubt that.
Right.
Chris, just to kind of sum it up, I think the reality is we heard the president say if you get the vaccine, you won't get it. We heard Dr. Fauci say wear a mask, wear 2 masks, sometimes wear 3 masks, get the vaccine. And I think the whole point is that Americans have lost trust in politicians and sometimes doctors and scientists.
And bureaucrats as well.
We've lost we've lost confidence in Fauci. And I think Fauci contacting COVID kind of reiterates the report that we heard last week that the majority of people that are coming down with COVID cases are double and triple vaccinated. And people that are unvaccinated or just have the 1 or 2 doses, they're not contracting COVID. It's the double, triple vax people that are contracting.
Yeah, it's a good point. Kind of feels like an old story now. And by the way, I hate talking about when people test positive for COVID. I don't think that should be a story. But when it comes to Dr. Fauci, I did think it was newsworthy just because it was 81-year-old Dr. Anthony Fauci. Again, we wish him the best. Panel, great stuff this morning as well. Kelly, enjoyed your article. Good stuff there. Chris Arps, good to see you as always. We'll do it again soon.